At home late, do you have a preference? Does those later games kind of get to you a little bit?
I don't think they really get to me, but I do have a preference. I would rather play earlier. It's just like you just sitting around all day just waiting to play. But I mean, I wouldn't say that it affects us anyway, but I just like playing and then having some time after to relax a little bit.
Hey, how difficult or sort of are those games like last night when you're playing somebody who maybe aren't as talented as you are, but you're still trying to play your game?
I don't really think it's difficult. I actually think, I just think it's a good test for us because, like, we've been trying to say that we're trying to take every game like a championship game, and we don't say we're going to take every game like a championship game except for Grambling. That's a championship game, and that was actually Coach's words to us before the game and leading up to the game was we had to treat this like a championship game as well, and I think we did that.
What do you do to make sure nothing changes in that preparation now with a ranked opponent coming up in a big game and all that?
I mean, you just do the same thing. Like that was the point of playing that game like a championship game. So then we play the same way versus Oklahoma, and then we come back and we play the same way versus Tulane, and then finish it with Stony Brook. Like it's just all about building habits and doing the same thing, building that repetition of good habits.
Are you used to playing at the MGM, or was last year?
I mean, last year was the first time that I had played in it.
What do you remember about playing there? Is it?
I like the arena. I think it's a good size. I mean, it's kind of cool playing in like a casino like that. It's just a fun experience.
You have a lot of family and friends that'll be there then?
Yeah, I'll have obviously some family and friends that'll come in and watch.
So, but is that part different for you of like just having maybe sort of more support that way, and does that change things at all for you?
Well, I have a lot of support here at the home games. Constantly every home game, I'm always trying to get more tickets. Being that I have a lot of friends and family from the Portland area, which is only like 3 hours away. So, like yesterday at the game, we probably had like 12 to 14 people at the game yesterday. So, I'm used to having a lot of support there, and it's just good that we can take that on the road with us.
Then, like for Saturday, you'll like have about how many folks there?
Probably around the same, probably around like 14. Yeah.
Is there any special heading back there to play?
I'm excited to go back to Vegas, being that that's where my house is, so that's kind of cool. But I'm just looking forward to the game on Saturday. It'll be a fun one, and I know we're all really looking forward to it.
Nigel, you put in a lot of work in the off season, just not only on your game, but just leaning down and getting stronger. What are you noticing? Has it paid off so far, and how so if it has?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things is my conditioning. Like I worked really hard on trying to be in the best physical shape as possible, knowing that I was probably going to log a lot of minutes, and that's kind of the way it's played out. I've been playing, a significant amount of minutes, but I just didn't want to play a lot of minutes and kind of, only could be productive in a certain amount of those. I wanted to be able to play however many minutes coach asked of me and play at a high level. And I think so far I've done a good job of, maintaining my energy and focus on defense and rebounding and stuff like that. With the minutes I've been playing, so. With
the minutes you're playing, what's the number that you're comfortable with that you can, play at that level? Is it 30, 32?
I think 40.
Does your coach know that?
Yeah, coach knows that. Yeah, coach knows that.
He mentioned last night, talking about the walk-ons getting into the game, just how good those guys have been on scout team. Have you noticed that you're getting a better look from the scout team this year, and why is that important, and I guess what have they been particularly?
Our walk-ons are really good. We don't really look at them like it's just walk-ons, like they just another player on the team. They go at us just like we go at them, and it's good. Coach always tells us to challenge our teammates and push them, go at them, and that's what's going to make them better and ultimately make us a better team. And I think that's what they've done leading up into all the games. Being on the scout team, they've really pushed us, and it's also been times where coach will tell us like, hey, it's not going to, they're a little bit better at this defense than the team that we're playing in. So they've done a great job all year, and I think last night it was good for them to get in the game, and they played well last night too.
You've always been pretty good at rebounding, close to triple-double a couple times. Tell me what it's like trying to get rebounds with Roberts in there.
I just know that we can't just leave him down there by himself. We can't just strictly rely on the bigs, because usually they're the ones boxing out the other team's best rebounders. So sometimes it's actually easier for the guards to go back and rebound. So I just try to get in there and help the bigs as much as I can. And I know it's good for our offense because as soon as I get it, I can, push and start the break.
I know you're in there. You hear the talk from amongst other players. Is there a certain amount of frustration, intimidation with Robert back there in the paint? What do you hear those guys talking about? Do you sense it?
I mean, I think you can just more see it than anything. You see guys going in there, not even looking at the hoop, kind of just paying more attention to where he's at or just trying to avoid the shot getting blocked rather than focusing on making the shot. So you can definitely see the intimidation factor with him in the paint.
Are you able to get your floater over?
Yeah. I mean, he's also blocked some too, though. But the floater's a tough shot, and that's why I have it in there for guys like Rob. A shot that is tough to block.
And this game on Saturday, you know much about Oklahoma, and if so, what do you know about it?
Well, for one, I committed to Coach Kruger when I was a sophomore, so I know, and he has the same staff, Coach Lou and Coach Henson, so I know their staff really well. And I watched them play a good amount of times, got a lot of film on them. And they're a good team, really good offensively. They're a lot better defensively this year than they were last year. We also know that they're pretty balanced. Their backcourt is good with Woodard, Cousins, and Hield, and then their front court with Thompson, Spangler. Both those guys are productive as well. So, they're balanced, well coached, and it's going to be a good challenge for us.
So you probably did that when he was at
UNLV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you did that back then.
What committed to
him and his staff there?
Yeah, I mean, at the time, I just had a really good relationship with him. I like UNLV. They have a great fan base there. Didn't mind, staying in Vegas. I moved from Florida to Vegas. I was comfortable there. I just said, hey, might as well just stay here. Then he left, obviously, to Oklahoma. And everything panned out the way it did.
Had he not left, do you think things would be different for you?
I mean, I can't say. I mean, I committed as a sophomore, so I had 2 more years. So, who knows what could have happened? I just know that things happen for a reason, and God has a plan for us. And I ended up here, so obviously this is where I was supposed to be.
Have you guys kept in contact since then?
Not really since I committed here. Obviously, when I opened back up, they were recruiting me at Oklahoma. But since I've been here, I haven't really talked to them much.
Thanks, Nige.
Yep.